Howdy, Immortallium here, and I was wondering whether or not to make this video. Basically, I got some manga from some friends, for my birthday, and it's not a lot overall, so I was wondering whether or not I should make a video on it, or should I just make a, get a picture of them and like upload it. But a couple of people were like, make a video, so, I decided I'll make a video. And since there isn't overly much manga here, I'll definitely make sure to discuss each one, as much as I can. So, let's start off with the first two presents, which I got from a friend, Candy Kiss, as you might know her from YouTube. The first thing I got from her was the last volume of A Devil and Her Love Song. Now, for anyone who knows me, they know that I absolutely love A Devil and Her Love Song. It's a great series. I do think that it started out stronger and steadily weakened over time. Not by much, like only a slight dip in quality. And the reason for that is the lead character, Maria Kawai. Maria, when she starts out, is really different from, most shoujo protagonists. Something that I absolutely loved, because, what I do find annoying in a lot of shoujo series is how very similar shoujo protagonists can be. So Maria was like a breath of fresh air. And over the course of this series, she ever so slightly becomes a bit more like the traditional shoujo heroine. Not overly much, I will admit, but it did annoy me slightly at that. But overall, it's still, a brilliant series. I really loved the ending for it. It's something that I would highly recommend people check out. At this point, I believe it's probably my favorite shoujo manga. Now, whether or not Nana will be able to topple that, I'm not entirely sure. I've only read the first 2 volumes of Nana, but that started out very promisingly, so I'd be very curious. But at this point, I would definitely highly recommend you check out Devil and Her Love Song. Plus, it's kind of a completion in a sense of like an aspect of my otaku-ness, I guess, because Devil and Her Love Song, I remember, was like one of the first manga that I bought, like volume 1, when only volume 1 was out. And I bought it kind of steadily as the, years went by. So I think it's been over 2 years since that first volume came out. So, kind of amazing looking back at it now. Anyway, that's just, Devil and Her Love Song. The other volume that she got me, which is also a final volume, is the final volume of Sakura Hime. Now, Sakura Hime, I'm really enjoying Sakura Hime. Basically, the mangaka Arina Tanimura, I haven't read too much of her works per se. I've read 2 one-shots from her, Mistress Fortune and Ion, both of which were, good. Nothing particularly special, but they were good. Full Moon, which I remember I had probably unrealistic expectations for, considering how well loved it is in kind of the manga world. So personally, I've actually found Sakura Hime to be the most enjoyable thing I've read from her. Now, of course, I haven't read, Time Stranger Kyoko, I haven't read, what other series? The Gentleman's Alliance Cross, or they're doing a re-release now, Phantom T-Fujian, which I really want to get actually, because they're pretty good value for money. So yeah, Sakura Hime, I remember when I started out Sakura Hime, I was wondering whether or not I would enjoy it. But I remember the artwork was great, there were some great twists in the story, which I was quite surprised at. The characters were deep, there were some emotional scenes. I really ended up enjoying it, and while I haven't read Volume 11 or Volume 12 yet, I'm hoping that it's a great ending. I know one thing that actually kind of surprised me, and I'd like to hear on this. Was this unpopular in Japan? Because I remember Arina Tanimura said that she wanted to make this like her longest series, and while she did achieve that, with 12 volumes, I remember back in Volume 6 she actually commented that she wanted to make this like a 24 volume series. So I'm just kind of wondering what happened to that. Like, why didn't she make it 24 volumes? Was it because it was unpopular? Or maybe it was just because she lost interest in it over time? I don't know, but I did find that kind of surprising. So anyway, those are the first 2 volumes that I got from a friend. And then another friend, Duality-kun, I got 3 series. First one is actually a light novel, and that is Hot Gimmick S. Now, Hot Gimmick. Okay, so for anyone who knows, Hot Gimmick I reviewed over last year, I think. I'm not sure when. last year, maybe last summer actually. It's been quite a while since I've reviewed it, and I remember adding this to my wish list, around that time. Basically, a lot of people were actually kind of unhappy with the ending for the Hot Gimmick series, and so they actually released a light novel, which is kind of an alternate ending. So I think that's pretty cool. I've heard mixed things about this though, so, a lot of people seem to say it's not, good at all. And then there's a good few people who say, oh, it's actually a very good ending. So, I don't know, all I can do is try it. I mean, it was, I got it from a friend, and I'm looking forward to reading it. And I enjoyed the series overall. I did overrate it a bit when I first started out with it though, I remember, but anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. Next up, this, I think, a lot of you will be particularly happy with. Why? Because I've heard this series so kind of pushed to me, and to many fans, I guess you could say, and many people hailing it as brilliant, as, a masterpiece, etc., etc. And that is Flowers of Evil, the first volume. Now, Flowers of Evil, I actually had a plan with Flowers of Evil, and that was basically, since it ended recently, I think at volume 11 in Japan. They're going to be releasing volume 11, I think, before the end of this year. So I was intending to get all 11 volumes then and just kind of read it straight through. But anyway, if I haven't gotten the first volume, what I can do now is I can read the first volume, see what I think, and if I enjoy it, or I think it has great potential, which I'm sure I will, then I can get the rest of the series then. So, that's very good. Now, Flowers of Evil, I had seen the artwork for the anime, which, was quite controversial. A lot of people didn't like the way that it was rotoscoped and, the fact that the characters looked completely realistic and all that, which I thought was pretty interesting. I'd actually like to see a release of that anime over here. Sentai picked it up in America, and I'm sure, MVM would do very well picking it up, so I don't know about that. But anyway, yeah, I was quite surprised seeing the drastic change in the art style when it comes to the manga. I mean, it looks far much more like a standard kind of manga art style, so I thought that was pretty interesting. The other thing is the fact that this comes from the same magazine as Attack on Titan, which surprised me because I was only thinking about it the other day, that if it's in the same magazine as Attack on Titan, that means this was originally published by Kodansha. So I was kind of wondering to myself, why did Kodansha give this out to Vertical instead of releasing it themselves? And I guess, they probably thought, oh, it wouldn't be that popular in English, and that Vertical must have made a great offer, like money-wise, in order to convince them to actually, give it to Vertical instead. I don't know. It's just something that didn't cross my mind until I actually was kind of glancing at this over, and I was thinking about, oh, it's from Attack on Titan magazine. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm very happy to have gotten this. And the final thing, I know this isn't much of a manga haul, is it? But hopefully you guys find it entertaining. And that is the first volume, which is actually a 2-in-1 of Doubt. Now, I've been quite interested in getting this for a while. I've seen some reviews of it. A lot of people have said it's very good. It's no masterpiece, people say, but it is pretty good. It's a horror manga, and of course I don't think I have much horror really. The only two that pop into my head immediately are Uzumaki and Higurashi, and besides that, I don't really have any other horror manga, so I definitely want to expand my horror manga. And I think Doubt, it sounds cool, it looks cool, etc, etc, so I really wanted to give it a go. Now about Doubt though, Doubt, the manga, is only 4 volumes long, 2 from Yen Press, because Yen Press did these 2-in-1, so I was kind of thinking to myself, maybe I should actually wait to read this until I've gotten the second book, and then I could just read it straight through. That might be what I end up doing, I don't know. But, it's not much of a commitment anyway, so, yeah. Anyway, I'm very happy to have gotten this, and it's a nice, actually, big size. Its trim size is about signature size, so I'm very happy at that. Although, oddly enough, it's a shonen, can you imagine? I found that quite interesting about, Higurashi as well, the fact that they're both shonens, and yet they're very brutal and terrifying. Well, I haven't read this yet, so I guess I can't really say it's terrifying, but Higurashi definitely is. It's very creepy. And I would recommend you pick up Higurashi if you have not yet already. It's a very good manga. So anyway, yeah, Doubt. So, just to kind of go over it quick, so basically Doubt, Flower... crap. I go flinging my Flowers of Evil around. Anyway, Doubt, Flowers of Evil, Hot Gimmick S, all from Duality-kun, and I want to thank him very much. Thank you very much for the gifts, they're great. And then from Candy Kiss, I got Devil in a Love Song and Sakura Hime. So I think that's a, you know, a decent little haul. It might be the smallest manga haul I've ever done, so I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully you guys found this entertaining anyway, and, you know, people demanded it, and I was thinking, well, you know, if people demand this, I should definitely give it to them, you know, like, if my viewers want it, give it to them. That's the kind of, you know, standard YouTube thing, I think. So anyway, that's my kind of birthday present haul. I don't know what the title will be. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye-bye.